everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, John.
Hey.
Hey, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Right here on RageSelect.
Guess who's
Podcast. I'm
back
Jeff.
again.
Podcast veteran, John.
Haven't been on in a long time.
It's a couple of months. You've been able to pry yourself off of the new WWE game long enough to read some depressing news stories.
It can't be more depressing than playing the actual WWE game.
Oh, boy. All right. We haven't done the dojos for that yet, but we're going to find that out tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff. We had a Nintendo, I don't know, you call it a Nintendo Direct. I put that in quotey fingers. It was one of those Mario movie things, but it was Mario Day last week.
Yeah.
So, we got some stuff to talk about.
Mario Day, just as of recording a few days. So, last week. Sorry.
Yeah.
My time travel thoughts are not...
You're not used to living in the future.
Yeah.
I can play a marathon, man. I'm living all the way in the future.
Yeah, I'm still living way in the past.
That's right. But before we get to any of that, John, have you been doing anything? You've been playing anything, watching anything? Anything you want to talk about to the peoples? Anything good?
I can't, as far as, playing, I've mostly just been playing since it came out, or since the early access to it came out, the WWE 2K26.
Okay.
Because I've been trying to unlock stuff so that it is unlocked for when we play it.
Because now you got to pay and do the battle pass.
Yeah, you got to pay a shit ton of exorbitant money, which luckily I didn't have to pay as much money as I did. But, and then you got to actually grind to... actually be able to play the game, all the extra stuff that I actually fucking paid for.
Sure. You don't just get stuff because you pay for it. Come on,
not
man.
anymore.
It's 2026. This is America.
2026 video games. You got to pay $150 for a video game, and you got to grind in a way that is not pleasurable to play your video game, just to be able to play the content that you fucking paid for.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the deal.
But it has its good parts. The game. I do actually like playing the game. I just don't like the grind aspect. They're making it very much. They're monetizing it and building it in a way that they're like, but you don't want to do that. You should pay more money. You should pay another $80 every season in addition to the $150 you already paid.
Yeah.
And then you'll get access to everything you already paid for.
Yeah.
After you pay an additional $80.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. We can bitch about that more when we actually play the game.
Well, I was going to ask, Dojo. You and I have discussed it a lot when we do the Patreon videos. We've been discussing it a lot off mic. I thought I would ask, we're coming to the end of the winter 2026 anime season.
Yeah.
What's your anime of the winter 2026? And why is it Fire Force?
It is Fire Force. It really is. It's Fire Force and Sentenced to be a Hero.
Oh, that's a good one.
Those two have kind of been my I can't, and I even Trigun Stargaze.
Yep.
That one as well. I've really been enjoying because I'm a huge fan of Trigun in all its forms.
Yeah.
But Fire Force. I've talked to you about this. I've never talked about it on mic or anything. I'm an idiot when it comes to Fire Force because I watch it's like, wow, this is really good. I really like this.
Yeah.
This is great. And it took me until now to realize it's by the same the anime is based on a manga by the same creator as another anime that I used to watch, which is Soul Eater.
Yeah.
And then that made so much other stuff make sense in a way, not that it didn't make sense to me before, but it added a new context layer to everything. Going,
because this season, the second half of this last season has been going full end of Evangelion off the rails.
Yes, in all the right ways,
and it's great, and I love it, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's great, and as a fan of the anime Soul Eater, and seeing its connections in the broadest storyline strokes, stuff that really it doesn't mean anything, just small little things that means absolutely nothing. Sure. But if you've seen or are familiar with Soul Eater,
you do the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yes, you do. Literally, I did that once when it clicked. When I saw something, I was like, wait a minute! Pointed right at this Leonardo DiCaprio, pointed
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then, like I said, Sentenced to be a Hero has been
It's kind of a dark horse, but it's
fresh,
a good one.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say it's the best anime ever, but it's been just it's not an isekai. It's not.
Yeah, it's just like a dark medieval fantasy.
You know,
it's got a lot of undercurrents of like there's some fucked up shit going on.
Yeah,
and the movie, the intro. Boy, they really pulled out all the stops for that. Like
the animation is amazing in it.
Yeah, the episode to episode animation is like not quite up to the caliber of that initial push, but like I don't know, that's just make a good impression. Okay, I'm on board. Like you've already got the buy-in, so
yeah, and then like other than that, Trigun Stargaze is continuing to be Trigun, and it's different than the previous Trigun anime, which some people may not like, some people may, because in some ways it's closer. It skews closer to the manga, but in a lot of ways it's completely different from that as well.
Yeah.
So that's been great. You know, as far as other animes, I'm trying to think of what all I watch. I still watch MF Ghost, which I'm kind of still. Like as a sequel to Initial D, I'm kind of
yeah.
I'm kind of like it's starting to fall. I started watching an anime called Dead Account, which is
I've heard of that one.
Which is not bad. It's not like doing anything special.
Yeah,
I don't think like it's just kind of.
It seemed like the Togen Anki of this season, and that's a deep cut for those of you motherfuckers.
It actually it is. That's a very accurate because I kind of fell off of Togen Anki and then went back to it, and then that's actually very accurate.
A good thing to take up a little bit of space, but not exactly like I'm not chomping at the bit. So
trying to think because like literally I go through. I will say biggest disappointment has been Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah,
for me, like the animation is beautiful to look at. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
but its story is kind of losing me.
It's taking a really long time to get where it's going, and compared to the Shibuya arc that just fucking like puts the pedal to the metal and doesn't stop for 20 episodes, like the the Culling Game has been more esoteric, more all over the place. Like Perfect Preparation, episode 3 or 4 was fucking amazing. That was like one of the best things I've seen. The one with Maki and the Zenin clan. But like after that, it's kind of up and down. It's like it's like doing a lot of place setting that may pay off in the future, but man, when you're watching like Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen, you're like, God damn it, I'm only going to get one season of this for the next like 3 years. So can you get to the goddamn point already?
Well, it's like I feel like it's had like you had the first season, which I think was actually really good of Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that was a really good first season. Mm-hmm. Then the second season being split up the way they did it, it kind of. You know, they did the movie which took place before the first season with a completely different character than the main character of the first season.
Yeah.
Then they did the second season, which again was a prequel, another prequel that took place even before the movie.
Yeah, the hidden inventory arc
to kind of explain everything that we were going to be getting into
in the second half.
In the second half, and then once it hit the second half, it was balls to the wall, full pedal to the metal, to move forward. And then this season, it's kind of like things are happening, and like there's a lot of. As I think you said it previously, it's a lot of there's like an episode that's like here's PowerPoint presentation the episode
sure
where it's just we're gonna give you exposition and a PowerPoint presentation TED Talk and then
which say I was fine with, because then the next episode was like one of the most awesome action sequences I've ever seen. I was like, oh, did you guys do this so that you could, like, you just kind of had a filler episode so you could spend so much time working on, like, now we're just going to do action.
Yeah.
And we did one action and then a little bit less. So.
And and don't get me wrong, like there's been some good moments in this latest season, but I feel like both the second and the third season have this kind of weird like engagement up and down trend where it just kind of engagement goes down and then it gets to a point and then it's pedal to the metal. Let's actually, now that we're at the point that we've set up all the stuff we need to set up, now we can move forward. But it takes so long to get there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I watched. We gotta do quick because we gotta get going here.
Oh,
but
sorry.
No, it's all right. Last week I ended up on a whim watching Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Oh yeah, I kind of want to see this.
It's Gore Verbinski Krasinski movie. Sam Rockwell, Juno Temple, Zazie Beetz is in there. Michael Pena is in there. It's a really interesting movie, and I think that it hits a lot of interesting notes when it comes to kind of the current social media, technological AI age in which we live in. I didn't have any idea what the fuck it was. All I saw was the poster for it.
Okay.
And just, this is the first 5 minutes is Sam Rockwell walks into a diner and says, "I'm from the future. AI has taken over and half the human race is dead, but I've come back in time because some combination of the people in this diner can save the world. And I've done this a bunch of times, but I'm going to do it again tonight. And I'm going to pick a team, and we're going to go try to save the world." And so it's basically, it's this kind of weird, surrealistic thing. It's unclear. There's a lot of strangeness about the way that technology works and people and their phones and artificial intelligence, and it's swimming in those waters. But it's also kind of a Brazil-style madcap adventure where you've got, some gnarly violence, some interesting stuff that goes on. I had no idea where the fuck it was going to go at any particular point in time, and it just kind of kept running, and I was like, I have no idea where we're going next. Like, I cannot tell what's going to happen here. And so it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It had like kind of medium high reviews, I think, like more of a critical darling than an audience spotlight, but but it's got a lot of good actors in it, and it's very well shot, and it's very well put together, and it has good special effects, and it's got some interesting sequences, and it's mostly just really, really original in a way that I have not encountered before.
Yeah, it seems like my kind of movie, truthfully.
Yeah. So yeah, it came out on VOD this week, and I thought it was well worth it. So if y'all, I don't know. And it was so under the radar. Like, I didn't hear very many people talking about it anywhere. Like, none of my friends. I talked to Michael. Michael was like, I meant to go see it, but then I didn't. You said you wanted to go see it.
I wanted to go see it. I get ads for it all the time, but also I think my YouTube algorithm knows what movies I want to see.
Oh, okay.
And also my TikTok algorithm. Both of them know.
I also have ads. I pay for YouTube Red, so I don't see the normal ads that people see. So it's good. Very possible there could have been a bigger push that I just didn't encounter because I've got ads disabled everywhere. But I thought it was real good. It's also been a while since I've seen Sam Rockwell in anything, and I like Sam Rockwell a lot. So good luck, have fun, don't die. Go check it out. I mean, especially if it comes on one of the streaming services.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping it does.
I mean, right now it's still in that like $20 to rent, $25 to buy, and I was like, oh man, I hate it. I hate it when that happens. But yeah, so yeah. With that, let's go ahead and switch on over. Speaking of movies, we got a Super Mario Galaxy Direct last week. This is the last of the directs for the new movie before it comes out. The strange thing about this was that they put this out on the 9th. So not on Mario Day, but on the day before Mario Day. It's kind of like one of those.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Yeah,
like I was like, when I saw it, I was like, but tomorrow's Mario Day.
Yeah.
Oh, they must have some big announcement for Mario Day. No.
Yeah. So we got all the stars came out to stand in front of the screen and introduce a new trailer. So yeah, we got the last trailer. Which I don't know if there's anything especially different. I guess the thing I got out of this was that it seems like for the first trailer, I think they were like, and Yoshi's here as well. And this trailer made it seem like there's a lot of Yoshi in this movie.
And they also announced who the voice actor of Yoshi is.
Yes. Total stunt casting. Donald Glover is going to be the voice of Yoshi, which, okay. I guess if Alan Tiddick could be the voice of that chicken in Moana, Donald Glover can be, if he wants to just go in and record Yoshi and just a bunch of kind of stuff. Did you watch this trailer, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer. I've not seen the first movie.
Oh, okay.
So
you never got around to that.
It's funny because to kind of reveal something, Amanda's out of town right now, so I'm actually at home alone, which is part of the reason why I'm here. But I actually thought, like, earlier in the week, I was like, maybe I'll see if the first Mario movie is streaming somewhere and actually fucking watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I know Amanda has no desire to watch it.
I thought it was fine. It was just a little bit too rushed for me, but it was still fine. I mean, it was better than, better than a lot of video game movies. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We just kind of got a lot of the same. There's a couple of things in here I think that were a little bit interesting. One was that they briefly show Wart is in this movie.
Okay.
From which is Luis Guzman is Wart from Super Mario Brothers 2.
I like Luis Guzman.
And they've got this kind of, I don't know, it's like they've got this kind of like weird game casino.
It's Mario
level.
Party.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the first movie had the reference to Mario Kart.
Yeah.
The second movie has a big reference to Mario Party.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, everybody knows how much I hate Mario Party, so it's not surprising that I didn't recognize it. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to be fine. They also had the little, I don't know, it was a little star guy from the first movie that was a very cute but very like cynical. He's in the cage in the first movie saying, "We're all going to die and life is meaningless." And that was the guy that came back. So, but yeah, it's coming out, I think, April something?
Yeah, it's sometime in April.
It's like the beginning of April is when it's coming out. They also announced, what was the other person? The lady who's playing the Bee Queen. April 1st. And okay, I don't have an article. I don't have a thing for that. I'm sure they're talking about it in the video that I'm watching here. Let's see. Oh, yeah. They had Brie Larson come on as Rosalina. She seemed very excited. I don't know if the internet still hates Brie Larson for some reason. I never was on that particular train. I don't care one way or another. So, let's see. We got Luis Guzman, and I'm probably... Oh, there we go. Issa Rae as Honey Queen, which I guess is a bee character from one of the Mario games. I don't know. So, yeah. That's getting ready to come out. I'm sure it's going to make... I mean, the last one made gajillions.
Yeah.
Gajillions and gajillions of dollars. Of course, I don't know. It could be like between the Minecraft movie last year and the first Mario Brothers movie that, like, sometimes that stuff slows down, right? The first one comes out and it's a big, interesting thing that nobody has seen before, but...
I am still waiting. Like, I don't... because I feel like he plays the parts well. I'm waiting for the people to be upset about Jack Black being in all the video game adaptations now.
Sure.
In the same way that everyone's really upset with Chris Pratt being in everything.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, I thought the Minecraft movie was about as good as the first Super Mario movie. They also said there's a bunch of bullshit. You can go to, there's like the little Nintendo Today app has a bunch of backgrounds that you can download. And when you go to the movie, I guess there's like a little animated frame that you could take selfies in that has a little Mario and stuff. I actually, when I was looking this up, in the Japanese Nintendo Direct, they also are having some kind of tie-in with all their baseball teams, but that's
Makes sense.
In Japan. So yeah, that happened, and it was fine. The big news was kind of the day after we got some actual Mario Day announcements. One was a new trailer for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, the new Yoshi game that was announced, I think, last year.
Yeah, it was.
And this is, I don't know, have you seen this one? This is
well, not this trailer, but I've seen the first trailer that came out.
It's a real weird game. Yeah. It's a real strange game. They got this book, and the book is full of little creatures, and you go into levels. I mean, they seem like kind of like an adaptation of a Mario level where you're running into these different little creatures, and the whole point of them is to like observe them and explore them and try eating them and try throwing stuff at them to kind of note down all of the properties of the little creatures in this kind of little storybook styled thing. It still looks like a 2D platformer. I don't know. This one is the thing is that this my first impression is that this is a little bit too soft for my tastes.
That's fair.
But then you know what? I mean, the same thing about Pocopia, and I
having
ended up
said
liking
that, I'll admit the Yoshi games have kind of always been a little bit too soft.
Yeah,
like they're meant for kids.
Yeah,
though they've been good.
Yeah, I feel like after doing this job and playing these games over a number of years, I feel like Kirby has a little bit of more of an edge that can be enjoyed by a lot of different people. But yes, I think you're right that Yoshi's stuff kind of skews a little bit younger. Of course, I do appreciate that it's really different looking. Like, you know, the Mario games all kind of look the same, whereas the Yoshi games, the Yoshi's Epic Yarn, and there was the Papercraft one, and this one's got this like storybook. So they really do a lot of experimentation when it comes to the different little Yoshi games. So yeah, I mean, it looks. I mean, I've always said that I think that no matter what Nintendo makes, quality video games.
Yes, they do.
Like, it may not be for me, but it's gonna be a good game. So, but yeah, outside of that, at the very end, they showed that Bowser Jr. In the kind of little montage of the different things, and they showed that Bowser Jr. is in the game. So I don't know if that's. I don't know as familiar with Bowser Jr. as anybody else, but May 21st, we got a full-on release date for that, which is right around the corner. Yeah, 2 months, so not long to wait. We also got boy howdy, it was a 6-minute trailer for the Super Mario Wonder Switch 2 expansion. So it's called Meetup in Bella Bell Park. You know that with the Switch, right, that they've been doing these $20 upgrades to the Switch 2 version. So if it was $60, you pay $20 to get the upgrade, or you buy the whole thing for $80. And I don't know, this one is a little bit irritating to me because the things that they've added are I'm not interested in any of them. I mean, part of it is the fact that, so they've created this new Bella Bell Park, which is this big kind of open air place that you can go with your friends. You can play this game with the game share, where only one person has to have the game, and then everybody else can download a kind of a client version. Yeah, they've got a whole bunch of like little mini games that you can play with your friends, but they're like Mario Wonder side-scrolling games. They're not like Mario Party games. So you can play all those with your friends. I think there's like 9 or 10 of them. And then there's also a little challenge thing that you can do with Toad. I guess the Captain Toad. They have a little training. There's little challenge maps that you can go through to get points, and then you can use those. Or you get what do they call it? It's like Bella Bell water or something. You get some kind of like specific water. You use the water to water the plants. The plants grow into flowers. You use the flowers to decorate the park. And I'm like, I don't know about any of this.
Could be fun, not for you.
Yeah. Did you play Wonder?
No, no, I did not.
Right. You can also grow instruments, and there's a little band, and they play more music if you give more instruments. The main game has a few different additions. Rosalina is now going to be in the main game. They added a new plant costume power up that lets you kind of like put these platforms out and kind of double jump with the thing with the little propeller with the little plant waves its arms. They also have a thing. Mario Wonder has these power-ups that you can get that are like little modifiers where you can do like a wall jump or like a constantly like invisible or different types of things like that. They're letting you combine those into like a multi-badge, and then they also put the Koopa Kids in as like special little
Koopa cousins.
Yeah, as little challenge things that show up in the game. I don't know. All in all, this doesn't. I found a lot of the rationale for these $20 upgrades to be a little dubious, and I think this is maybe. It's not as much as I would expect for that amount for an $80 version of Super Mario Wonder. So, but yeah, I mean, Super Mario Wonder is still a great game, but I think that playing the base game would probably be enough for me. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. We also got some Mario Day sales.
Yes, I did know about the sales.
And I use the word sales somewhat loosely. I mean, we all know that Nintendo doesn't discount their games
Or
much
if they
at
do,
all.
they don't discount them for long.
Right. Super Mario, like a lot of these are about $10 to $20 off. Mario 3D World, it was 40 down from 60. Mario vs. Donkey Kong was 40 from 50. Mario Maker 2 was 40 from 60. Mario Party Jamboree, 42 from 60. I don't know, like real chintzy sales in the comparison to what we normally get, but that's not out of the like out of whack for the way that Nintendo works. The big one here is that the Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope Gold Edition is $9, which is a pretty good deal for a pretty good game. One of the only things that Ubisoft has put out in the last few years that I could stand to actually play.
Well, it's also Nintendo are very like, okay, you can make this game, but it has to be good. Like you can't half-ass it.
I made the mistake of reading comments on these.
Oh, of course.
Which I don't know why it happens, but there's a lot of like Nintendo defenders of like, well, Mario Odyssey may be 10 years old, but it's still worth $40. And it's like, guys, man, games go down in price over time. That's just what happens. Like, no games hold their value outside of these. And this is like when Disney puts shit, quote unquote, in the vault, right? This is like an artificial thing. Like you should not be paying $40. I shouldn't be able to open up my Switch 2 store not on Mario Day and purchase a digital copy of Mario Odyssey for $60. That just shouldn't be possible. That was a Switch 1 launch game, and the idea that it's still $60 after 10 years is, I think it's kind of insulting personally, but I don't know. That's just me. Still a good game, don't get me wrong, but games don't remain full price forever, and especially nowadays. So, but if you do want a little bit of a discount, I think these are going on for I don't know when these end, March 15th. So you'll probably have I don't know, if you're listening to this on Sunday, you might have a little bit of time left.
I was gonna say, it's like, again, we're living in the future, Jeff.
That's right. Sorry, I was too far in the future. It was all the past to me. Okay. How about a meaty story? This kind of like reading press releases for the first part of this. Nintendo of America is suing the government of the United States of America.
Get him, Mario.
Get him, Mario. You get in there. Say, let's go. I want to see a lawyer say, let's go. So this might require a little bit of backstory for people.
Is the inspiration for Kirby finally coming out of retirement and coming back as their lawyer?
The Kirby lawyer. Okay, I don't know how much of this you followed. When I'm not doing this, I'm permanently online, poisoning my brain with news of the world. So I know all about this, but let me just roll it out for you.
Go for it. Roll it out, my friend.
All right. So everybody knows that last year, the current presidential administration used an executive function called IEPA, which is the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, to enact tariffs. This is an act that is usually used in an emergency, not just for like, things I want to do.
Like it.
Right. Like if a country invades the United States of America and you want to put immediate sanctions on them, you would use this function as opposed to going through Congress to, you don't want to wait, right? You need to do it now. It's an emergency. Last week, the Supreme Court said, no, you can't just use IEPA for whenever you feel like it. It has to be an actual emergency. You can't just say, I declare bankruptcy, and then make IEPA a thing. So those tariffs were judged illegal, and the administration has moved on to some new bullshit reason to do tariffs. They've got another bullshit reason, which will then have to filter through the courts. However, there's a question. So if you collect tariffs from local importers in the United States under IEPA, and then the Supreme Court says
that's illegal,
you're not allowed to do that, do you have to give back all that money that you took? And Nintendo says,
yes,
we want our money back. And it was interesting because they put out a very, very logical press statement of saying, like, so this was declared unconstitutional. You know, this was struck down in court, right? And then there's this question of, is anybody going to get their money back? And nobody has said whether anybody's going to get their money back. No one's discussing whether the companies are going to get their money back. So the only way to know is to sue people and figure it out in court. Like, if people aren't going to be forthcoming about whether or not you're going to get your fucking money back, then like there's only one remedy for that. So
gotta take action.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's the kind of company that will take action.
Yep. It's literally just like naming like Scott Bessent, like Treasury Secretary, and Kristi Noem when she was the Department of Homeland Security. Because I don't know. Anyway, I'm all in favor of it. You know, the tariff stuff. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm against it. Like, I don't see any benefit to me from huge tariffs for all the electronics that I buy from other countries. So I don't know. Anything? Did you follow this story, or do you have anything specific you thought about this?
I haven't really followed the story. I was, when I heard that Nintendo was suing the U.S. government, I was like, yeah, go get them, Nintendo. I'm not a huge fan of the current administration, and I always thought tariffs were a stupid idea.
Yep.
And have done nothing but make stuff that I buy price go up.
Yeah.
So it's all been negative to me. So.
Yep. Me too. I have yet to see why this is a good thing for my life.
Yeah. Exactly.
As near as I could tell, nothing that I want to purchase has gone down in price at all. Okay. So, but good news for Nintendo. The Pocopia has been a big boon to their stock price. Nintendo stock went up 10.5% with the launch of Pocopia, which kind of made up for, I don't know if you remember, there was a stupid thing that happened earlier, I think it was last month, where Google put out this dumb generative AI video game prototype that would generate a video game in real time based on a prompt. And a bunch of game stocks dipped that same day. I guess the idea being that, like, it's over, man. Like, we don't need these fucking video game companies anymore. We can all just make our own Legend of Zelda ripoffs using AI and blackjack. But yeah, Pocopia seems like it's doing very well.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Me too.
Amanda loves it.
Yeah. I'm going to borrow it from her Switch 2 this weekend and see about playing it myself.
Because she's out of town.
Yeah. So yeah. But I don't know. We also have the bad news. This was a weird one. Apparently, so when I went to go buy Pocopia for Amanda, the day it came out, I couldn't find a physical copy anywhere. It was like completely sold out. I was like, Best Buy, Walmart, Target. Like, what the fuck? Why is this not available? And it was because they had a very limited physical run. It's also a game key card, so you put it in and it downloads, even though I think that's bullshit because that game doesn't seem like it requires that. I guess I always like associate that with way bigger games.
Yeah.
But a weird thing happened where people that went to go buy Pocopia on Amazon found that the game was $80. It was $10 more than it would have been retail. Like as a physical game, it was $70 retail game, but it was $80 on Amazon. And it appears that Amazon raised the price because there was a physical shortage of copies, which is a bad precedent.
It is
all around.
Amazon setting bad precedents? Yeah, no, the hell you say. Yeah.
I did look it up, and it does seem like it's back down to normal right now. But I don't like that. I don't like surge pricing for physical commodities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Keep an eye on it, everybody. We have another story about that later on that is also making me a little bit nervous. Yeah. Speaking of things that are making me nervous, this was a report from TrendForce. This is like a PC gaming kind of hardware group. So you know about all the RAM and NAND and all that stuff is like jacked up in price.
Yeah, because of AI and AI farms and stuff like that.
Because they're buying up all the RAM.
A bunch of fucking dipshits.
Yeah. So you can play whatever game you want. You just type in the prompt and you play whatever stupid, really low resolution, 25 frames per second video game ripoff of Legend of Zelda you want. Like, we have to get all the RAM out there so that you can do it in real time.
Yeah, but now we can't play anything because our consoles cost too much to fucking buy.
You're not even going to need a console. You just stream it in a web browser. No, I jest. So, okay, we all know that the price of RAM, hard drives, USB, everything is up because first it was memory, then it was NAND. 2 weeks ago, we had a story about platter hard drives, because they've run through everything else. But one of the things that hasn't happened yet is we haven't seen the aggregate price of like a completed laptop at Best Buy go up. It's the price of the components that have gone up. And this story was from this report from TrendForce saying that like we are probably on the cusp of seeing fully built computer prices go up between 15 and 40%.
Jesus.
Because now that they have to eat the cost of the components, and that we've finally run through the stock, that we're probably getting ready to start having to jack all that stuff up.
Yeah.
So we've been reading the stories for 6 months, but it hasn't been a thing because, it has to like work its way down the supply chain. You have a warehouse full of laptops you have to sell off first. So the real question is just how much of a pain is it going to be to the consumers for when these finally the costs finally catch up with us. So
I'm going to say this,
yeah,
and I'm going to be very honest.
Okay,
this is the reason I don't have a Steam machine. You fuckers.
Oh yeah, no, we got that story. That story's coming up. I got a Steam machine.
This is the reason I don't have one of those right yet.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because that shit was supposed to come out last year, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. Or it was at least supposed to be Q1 of this year, which we are teetering on the edge of with nary a price nor a pre-order in sight.
Yeah.
So I keep saying the same thing, John, which is I have yet to see any benefit to my life. This is the same thing I say about tariffs. Regardless of what you think about politics or ethics or capitalism or any of that stuff, it's like, well, all the RAM is getting bought up by the AI companies, but my life has gotten better in the following ways, and then it's just a blank piece of paper. Like, yes, the tariffs have gone up, but the impact on my life has been negative in the price ways, but positive in
none. ...
You say, okay, well, if this is all just a negative, then why the fuck are we doing it? Like, what the hell, man? None of the AI stuff is worth a damn. Like,
it's destroying the environment. It's causing everyone's electricity prices to go up, and
like if it was entertaining. Yeah. I mean, like that's not an excuse, but at least if I was getting constantly entertained by the artificial intelligence, then like that would be, if the loneliness epidemic is way down because everybody has these wonderful AI companions. No, they're telling people to fucking go off their meds, drive out in the middle of the desert and shoot at airplanes or set themselves on fire or whatever. Like, I'm not seeing any benefit to any of this bullshit. Like, they keep saying, oh, we fired everybody and we're going to use AI to make video games. I'm like, okay, where are they? Like, it's been a year. You've been firing people for a year and telling me you're going to use these tools. Where the fuck are my stupidly low-priced video games that were cranked out in 6 months with the help of AI? Man, I'm very cranky.
I also don't think I would want to play a video game that's made by AI. So,
I don't either. But at this point, it's like my opinion doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm like,
I could have told you that.
if you guys can make a good one, I guess I'll take a look. But like, so far, it's just like, well, it can make kind of crappy videos. It's like, well, okay, and it can make soulless still images. It's like, all right, and it's like it could write, but not very well. And it's like, what the fuck? Anyway, sorry, that's my tight 5 on AI. Okay, that's high prices. We're gonna have to break about halfway through this, but we had a lot. GDC is going on right now, and we had a lot of talk about Microsoft's next console. They even put out a little teaser for Project Helix.
Yes.
Xbox Project Helix. Boy, it's a terrible logo, and like
Good thing it's not permanent.
Yeah.
Or it's not the final logo and name.
Yeah.
Also, not like they actually announced this to kind of hide the fact that people are still up or talking about the
Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond leaving. Yeah.
And also them trying to be like, oh, well, it's good that Sarah Bond left because she was behind all these things that you don't like.
Who could have seen it coming? All right, so the lead story here is that there is a tech reporter called Moore's Law is dead, which is such an obscure reference. I don't think people even know about Moore's Law anymore, but who was looking at the proposed specs of whatever this is and doing the math on like what it would cost, given what we know, to produce something that does what they're talking about. Because at GDC they had some very specific claims about certain types of render times, frame rates, things like that. And so, okay, you can make an educated guess based on that of like what we're going to be looking at. And I mean, it's not entirely, this isn't confirmed or anything, but the perception or the estimation is that it's going to be somewhere between $1,000 and $1,200 for the next Xbox.
I mean, yeah, we kind of already assumed that it was, or actually, I think we assumed that it was going to be around $1,400.
Yeah. And that, I mean, $1,000 would be if they sold it at cost or at a loss.
Yeah.
Could go above that. Now, the big thing here is that it's been a rumor for a long time, but this is it's apparently confirmed by their GDC talks and a lot of the interviews they've been giving. Their idea is that the next Xbox is going to play straight up PC games as well as Xbox games.
Yeah, they said that it'll have access to Steam.
Yes, I think that was a rumor for a little while, but like they're and I don't even know if they've fully confirmed Steam specifically, but the idea being that they're trying to glue an Xbox onto the PC and make it both at the same time. I have a lot of questions about that. Like, do you hook it up to a TV? Does it have like Microsoft Office on it? Can you get your email on Xbox? Can you like do your day job on your Xbox? Like, how much of a PC, when you say PC, how much of a PC are we talking about? Are we talking about Steam Deck? Or are we talking about like my computer? Because it could be any of those.
Yeah, I mean the rumors have been that it's literally just going to have access to be able to play games off of Steam and things like that in the Microsoft PC store.
Yeah.
But it's not going to have it's going to be not going to have it's not going to be like a full-fledged PC experience.
Yeah.
Though it will have some aspects.
Because part of this was I was looking through the keynote that they talked about for the GDC for Xbox, and one of the points there was changing the existing Xbox software on the PC to basically give you the ability to go into a front end a la Steam Big Picture that just like takes over, right? So that there's no Windows UI. You're not running on top of Windows. You're running through a more console-fied UI and endpoint. Part of it seems to be that they're really keen about trying to I think they're keen at trying to get PC players into the Xbox like ecosystem.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we don't have much time to talk about this. This is a big, heavy question. We might have to talk more about it when we come back. I don't think that they're going to be able to lure PC players into the Xbox ecosystem, John. I mean, like, the closest, I guess, would be like people who are Xbox fans who, I guess maybe you're the potential target here.
Yeah.
People who are Xbox fans who want to be able to play some of these PC-only games, who are looking at a Steam machine, right? Would you rather buy an Xbox that has, like, the guaranteed Xbox, like, title list and compatibility, but can also access a Steam library and play a certain number of games from the Steam library natively on the console hooked up to your TV? Is that alluring? Is that something that you would be interested in?
If the Steam machine did not come out,
Yeah.
or if it came out and was not a good experience to play games on.
Yeah.
Like if it came out and it's just complete failure, then yes, that would be alluring.
Mm-hmm.
If the Steam machine goes the way that I think Valve hopes that it's going,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to give a shit
About the Xbox?
about the Xbox being able to play Steam games.
Yeah.
I think well, let me rephrase that. I think people who are diehard Xbox, only console I'm ever going to own is Xbox, never buying anything else.
Yeah.
Which it shocks me that there are people like you even kind of implied like that I'm one of those, and it's true. I only have an Xbox right now. I don't own a PS5.
Sure. I just know you've been in that ecosystem for a while now. So.
I am more of an Xbox person than a PlayStation person.
Yeah.
Because that's my first go-to every console generation. I go with the Xbox first, and then eventually I'll buy whatever the Sony console is.
Sure.
Also I'm more of a Nintendo fan than anything, but the Switch 2 came out at a time when I really couldn't afford it.
Right.
Until recently.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there. I think the diehard Xbox people, they're going to buy an Xbox no matter what.
Yeah.
Is the Steam machine, is the ability to play Steam games on it going to be a benefit for them? Yes. Will it be a benefit for people who aren't necessarily, like, will this lure over the people who buy PlayStation exclusively, and let's say Sony announces their PlayStation 6,
right,
and it doesn't have Steam compatibility or PC compatibility.
Yeah.
This is strictly a Microsoft thing. Will this lure them over to an Xbox?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it will.
Let me ask you this, because I judge a lot of the current consoles on heavily on performance.
Yes,
that's why I have the PS5 Pro as opposed to the regular one. I bought one right away, as soon as it came out. Do you would the if I could tell you that the next Xbox and the Steam machine were going to be comparable in price, but that the Xbox was going to have better performance overall, does that factor into your calculus at all? Because I know that you're a lot less picky about performance. I'm very picky about performance now.
Again,
so
it kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, for me personally, I don't think it'd be necessarily more like enticing, like, oh, it performs better,
right,
or anything. That's not, does it have the games that I want to play?
Yeah.
Does it, what is it that I like about it, kind of thing? Okay. And I'm going to be honest, Xbox with the Series X kind of has failed in a lot of ways on does it have the games that I want to play?
Sure.
Because there's a lot of times that I've been like, kind of regret going with the Xbox and not the PlayStation 5.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of exclusives of the PlayStation 5 that at one point I was like, oh, well, those are going to come over to PC at some point. I'll just get a Steam machine and play them on the Steam machine.
Right.
No.
Well, but now, last week they basically announced that, like, they're going to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because...
And also, from what I also understand, all the PlayStation games running on PC kind of ran like shit, and that people had to mod them to make them work properly.
I think a lot of them ended up being all right eventually, but a lot of them had really rocky launches, especially at the beginning. But okay, well, you know what? We're a little bit over time. We got some more Xbox news, but we will address that when we get back. So everybody stick around, and we'll see you in just a minute.
Okey-dokey.
And we love. We were talking about Microsoft over there at GDC. We got a couple more Microsoft stories. There was a big, kind of company-wide roundtable, I guess, at Microsoft with the new CEO Asha Sharma and of Xbox, and then the Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. And there was some incorrect reporting that basically somebody had said that they were given a blank check for the development of Project Helix.
Right.
So I'm not entirely sure why that was even very much of a news story, but no, it is not, apparently. I mean, from all the rumors that we've heard, it sounds like that Project Helix has been in the works for quite a while. We had rumors about that like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So there is one thing, though, that we found kind of strange, and that is that during the GDC talk, they said that the dev kits for Project Helix won't be going out until next year, which like usually, from my memory, companies will usually get dev kits about a year before the thing goes out. So I think we're probably, I mean, we already had the news that Sony is apparently pushing back the PS6 because of the supply chain RAM NAND bullshit. And this seems like, so it seems like none of us are going to have to worry too much about this until a little bit further down the line as far as replacing the current consoles go. Yeah. However, there was a rumor last week, I think you mentioned it before, that the Steam Machine wasn't going to ship until, or that the Steam Machine had been delayed. Yeah. The rumor was that it had been delayed all the way out of 2026, that it wasn't going to be coming out at any point this year. Valve earlier this year had said it's not going to be coming out Q1. They're still trying to figure out pricing and the
they said that like, I think the last rumors I heard that it was they were trying to shoot for before the end of June.
Yes, but they came out to basically address that and say that they still hope to ship in 2026. I mean, you know, obviously they've been working on this thing for a while. They would like to ship it. It's just the question of, you know, you can't sell a mid-range PC for $2,000 and expect anybody to buy it. Yeah. So you got to figure out whether you can get around that bullshit.
In all honesty, I think for people who are like chomping at the bit, I mean, part of the problem is that the Steam Decks went out of stock or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're still out of stock or if they're slowly coming in stock again or
last
what.
I heard they were just completely sold out.
Yeah.
So
at least here in the States anyways. You know, so what people are thinking is that I think what a lot of people are really annoyed about is that the new Steam Machine controller or whatever is being delayed with the Steam Machine.
Oh,
and I actually do agree with some people's comments that I've seen videos and talks about where if they are going to delay the Steam Machine till next year,
right?
They should just go ahead and release the controller.
Yeah, so play it on current PC.
Yeah, because you know that it's going to be compatible with the current Steam Machine or Steam Decks and current current PCs. Yeah. Might as well get that out there. Yeah, because that, believe it or not, having that controller, you know, even if the console comes with the Steam Machine itself comes with a controller, you already have one. You now have two.
Sure,
you know that they're going to be more enticed to maybe buy a Steam Machine.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Well, they also had a thing, I think this came out of GDC, a new kind of flow chart for the Steam Machine Verified program. One of the things that stuck out a little bit was that the verification performance was 30 FPS at 1080p. I know that they had made a lot of hay about 4K 60 FPS when it was announced. So I think the idea here is that they are looking at 1080 30 FPS native with an upscale to 4K 60, right?
Yeah.
However, they did have a little flowchart about the Steam Machine verification system, and a lot of it seems like it's based on Steam Deck verification.
Yeah.
So if a thing is Steam Deck verified, it's machine verified. If it's deck playable but has a warning about legibility or resolution, it is machine verified because it'll be on a fucking TV and not on a tiny little screen. If it's deck playable and has issues with like input, then it will be marked as like playable with a caveat that you might have some issues.
Yeah.
If it's unsupported because of Steam OS, it's fully unsupported on the Steam Machine. And if it's unsupported because of performance, then it needs an additional test to be verified for Steam Machine or not. Okay. Which is like that's a pretty good
that's pretty
metric. I don't know. I keep kind of probing you on this because I think you're the person I know that's most interested in.
Oh, I've been weirdly keeping up with it, like more than I expected that I would be.
Yeah. Do you have any real strong feelings about like the native resolution about using an AI upsampler to go from 1080 30 to 4K 60. Like, are you looking for the Steam Machine to do 4K 60?
Oh, I don't. I'm going to be honest. I'm not the person. Like, you even brought it up earlier where I'm kind of, I will allow lower fidelity stuff, you know, if it's a fun game or whatever. If it's not as good as graphics, like, I don't need perfect.
Okay.
You know, I'll put up with it, you know, kind of thing. I just need it to play the games and play them well.
Okay.
If it looks good, I'm happy.
Okay.
You know, if it looks like if it plays like complete garbage and is, you know, choppy and laggy and you know, then we have problems. But if it's smooth, looks good, as in, you know, looks serviceable,
right? You know,
I'm good with it. Like, I don't need, like, there have been times, and not to call you out, but there have been times we've had videos where we've started to play a game. And you suddenly go, nope, we have to stop the video. We have to stop it. And I'll be like, what? What's wrong? And you're like, all the screen tearing. It's bothering the shit out of me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't see anything wrong.
I recommend that anybody that wants to enjoy life, don't ever watch Digital Foundry videos or start getting into this shit.
Yeah, and that's not, and I want to say that's not me. You know, I poke fun at you for it, but that's not me saying that's a negative on your end, because you want your because you're doing this for content for the internet. Yeah, and you need your shit looking good.
Well, also, no, I have gotten more sensitive to it over time. Yeah, like I remember way back in the old days, you and I had a question that came in from somebody who was talking about 4K, you know, 60 frames per second versus 30 frames per second, and around that time, it was like it wasn't really a big thing for me. I didn't expect every game to be 60 frames per second. As this generation has gone on, I want 60 frames per second. I want the games to be smooth. Now, if it's a game like, I remember when Tears of the Kingdom came out, that was only running at 30, and I was like, okay, this game is fun, I'll play it at whatever. But, you know, part of me wants to spend, you know, I've spent a decent chunk of money to get the hardware that's supposed to be able to do this. I don't even necessarily need things to run at 4K. I just want them to run smooth. Like, that's all I really care about. Yeah. So, but I guess we'll see. In other Valve news, Valve responded, I don't know if you've been following this last week, the New York Attorney General Letitia James, they launched a lawsuit against Valve for loot boxes in Dota, Counter-Strike, and a few other places. This was, you know, this is a real throwback to the you're letting children gamble and that corrupts our youths with your paying for opening loot boxes type of stuff. Steam came back this week with a pretty direct response, where they made a pretty good point of saying, like, well, if you can buy a pack of Pokemon cards and you don't know what's in that pack of Pokemon cards, you're going to open it up and you're going to get excited if there's a good one, or maybe you're going to be let down if there's a bad one. That's kind of the same thing as what we're doing here, right? Is that if you've got a blind box that you can purchase, if you can purchase a blind box anywhere, then it's like that has to kind of be okay, or that there's not enough of a significant difference between that opening up a Counter-Strike loot crate with a paid key. I'm like, it's compelling. It's a compelling argument.
It is. Because, I mean, there are a lot of blind box things. You know, blind box trading cards have always been that. Not just, like, gamified cards, but, you know, and then also gamified, like, Magic the Gathering and Pokemon and things like that.
About Labubu's.
And I was going to say, Labubu's. Like, there's a lot of, like, the toy industry, which is my bread and butter. People may not know I am a child at heart. You know, it's very popular. The Labubus, the Sunny Angels, I could literally list off probably like 6 different blind box toy things that you would be like, you're speaking another language to me, right? What? And literally, these are things that there are people out there that'll be like, oh, I know exactly what those are, and yeah, those things are, you know, they're people. There's a toy store in Austin that like has literally that does specialize in blind box style toys in addition to other type of toys, that literally has lines around the store, around the block, that, you know, just for blind box stuff. So it's very popular in our culture right now.
Yep. And they also so there was also another piece of it where they had said you know, that one of the problems that they had with this was that they can people can sell cosmetics that they get out of these boxes. And again, it was kind of brought up, well, you can sell a Labubu, you can sell a Magic card, you could sell a rare Pokemon card that you get out of a deck. Like, the thing is that it's so specifically targeted to Steam that it seems a little off base. If you can so easily bring up another industry that is not, Pokemon cards are not underground.
Oh,
baseball cards have been around since fucking 1900s or whatever.
Magic the Gathering has been going on since I was in high school.
Yeah.
Even before high school, truthfully.
So basically, they said that the New York AG office wanted them to basically make a bunch of changes. One of them was to make it so you couldn't transfer stuff to other people, and they were like, no, we're not going to do that. Now, of course, Steam has a financial incentive because they take a piece of every online sale of these things, and as near as I could tell, makes a shitload of money for them, billions of dollars for them. So they're probably going to fight this, but I guess it's strange to me in 2026 to see we're fighting over loot box gambling still.
It's weird because it's a conversation that I expected to be had 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're only having it
Battlefront 2 times.
Now.
Yeah. There's also another Valve has another lawsuit that I found. I don't want to get into it too much, but there was also another one where there's like in the UK, there's this music consortium called the Performing Rights Society that is suing Valve because Valve has not negotiated a deal with them, like for the music in the games that they sell, even though they don't make that music. They don't license that music.
They don't make those games.
They're just a delivery system. But in the UK, there's a different
law.
Anybody that like any party that then gives you where you get music from them is like somewhat liable. Apparently this group has a really terrible, I just wanted to say this because it's really funny, a really terrible history. There was like a woman who was playing pop music to her horses that they sued because she had not procured a performance license before playing music for her horses. They apparently apologized for it, but apparently they went after a woman in an office who was singing pop songs to herself while working because she had not gotten a performance license. And it's like, I hate music licensing so much. There's so many games that get taken down because of fucking music licensing. There's so many videos that I put up that get banged around because of music licensing. I hate that shit. So I hope they smack them around, Valve. Okay, let's see. From there, we got some PlayStation stuff that's going on as well. I mentioned this a little bit before, but PlayStation has been messing around with a dynamic pricing scheme. This happened when a group that tracks the prices of games started to notice that prices were different for some people. So what appears to be happening here is that if you haven't purchased anything on the PlayStation Store in a long time, that they'll keep applying deeper and deeper discounts. So I think one of the examples here was a game where it was like, Assassin's Creed Unity. It was $9.99 in the UK for a person that played video games, but they had an account that had not played games in a while, where it was offered the same game for like $4.50 as a way to try to draw that person kind of back into the ecosystem. But obviously, people are unhappy about this because I buy a lot of games, so I get screwed because I buy a lot of games. Like I'd like a really deep discount on an older game. Why does Jeff, your most loyal soldier, have to pay more than somebody who doesn't buy games very often? I mean, I understand the rationale, but the optics are fucking terrible.
It's weird optics, yeah.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if there's just like, maybe you could give that deep discount to me on a regular basis. Like you had talked about, Microsoft has that points system where every so often, if you play a lot of Microsoft games, you'll build up enough points to get like a $50 gift card type of thing.
I think they actually, with their most recent revision of the rewards, they basically like, oh, and you can get up to $100 a year.
Yeah.
In gift rewards.
I think there was something about. I remember some story about that where they were kind of reining it in a little bit.
Oh no, they reined it in because I think previously some people were like, oh, you can get about 200, maybe 250 if you game the system a little bit, and then now they're like, you can get up to 100.
Right.
We're acknowledging that you can get money just by playing games, but not as much as you could previously.
Yeah, which really is it's kind of a bad time to do that, because we've had stories over the last few months about game engagement is down. Like retail sales are down. Like the player engagement is down. Most people are only buying like one game a year.
That's if they're even buying a game. If they're not playing some free to play game.
If they're not playing, free to play games. So the idea of now punishing the people who are actually spending the money on the new games, I don't know. I just don't think it's the best. It's not the best look. So we'll have to see whether or not it ends up. I don't know where it ends up going. Right now, it's all happening in Africa and Asian countries, because specifically they talked about how America and UK markets are very sensitive to pricing. So it hasn't come over here yet, but who knows, man? Sony always has the ability to shove their foot directly into their face when they're doing well. Let's see. We also had a bit of a controversy last week when it came to Marathon. So Marathon came out. Everybody, there was a big chunk of the internet that was salivating and rubbing their hands together, waiting for them Concord numbers where it came out, and then just the player count went through the floor on Steam. It looks like And so then there have been a lot of people who have been like, you guys need to calm down. One of the people was one of Overwatch's old senior directors. But you could see on the player count that, like, it's remained pretty steady in the first week. Like, it goes up and down depending on whether people are asleep or awake. But then it's been pretty steady. There has been a lot of the naysayers have been pointing to the fact that it's a 50% drop from the server slam, but that was free. Right, anybody could play in that. It's $40 for the game, so you would expect it to be less. But it's not through the floor like the High Guard numbers were, and it's not through the roof like the Arc Raiders numbers are. It's just kind of mid. In fact, one of the developers that came out was one of the Warframe developers came out to show kind of their overall Steam player count, and how over the years it's just like. It's gone up. It started relatively low, and then it got a little bit better every year as they worked stuff out. And now they've got a really respectable player base. So yeah, I don't think that Marathon's going to do either of the things that the internet wanted it to do, which is either be a runaway success or a complete catastrophe.
Well, I think it needs to be. I think people are hoping it's at least a success, so much so that Bungie doesn't get eaten alive afterwards,
because this was like kind of their last shot. Like Destiny has been doing pretty bad, so so we'll keep an eye on it, see how it goes. I don't think there's anything particularly noteworthy at this point. I don't know. I keep trying to. I don't know. I played a little bit last week and I thought it was okay. I think that there is a little bit of tension between like the people that want the hardcore, the really hardcore version of the game from the Server Slam, and then trying to attract new players by lightening up the overall difficulty of the game, because it is an imposing game to start playing. Like, it's got kind of a reputation for being difficult. Let's see. From there, we also got the Ghost of Yotai Legends mode, the online mode that we had from Ghost of Tsushima, had that co-op PvE mode that came out. And they did a fun thing for this one, is that they added a lobby where you can wait before your friends come. The previous one was just kind of like a loading screen where you're waiting for people to come. And in the lobby, they added there was a little mini game in Ghost of Yotai that was it's like this coin flicking mini game. It's kind of hard to describe, where you have to flick a coin, and if it hits one other coin, you take away that coin and you get another turn. But if it hits more than one coin, then you lose your turn, and it's the other person's turn. And every successful flick is a point, and so you're kind of flicking coins across this table. It was a really fun little mini game that they made up for the game, and now you can play that in the Ghost Yotai waiting room.
Nice.
So yeah. I'm still trying to find somebody to play it with. None of you guys, I mean, you don't because you don't have a PS5, but nobody that I know
if I had a PS5, I would have bought, like the main reason I've wanted a PS5 was Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah.
So, that's literally, I've been like, well, if I buy a PS5, that's going to be the first game I end up buying.
Sure.
Because I really loved
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was quite up to the level of that, but I thought it was still very, very good.
What were you going to say? Wait, what?
Oh, I think Matt might have bought it. I need to, because I want to do some videos on it, but I need somebody who has it, right? And nobody that I know has it, and I don't want to buy a second copy just to make videos for it.
Fair enough.
So I just know I'm trying to rack my brain to see if somebody fucking has it. So, yep. Helldivers 2 had a little bit of a weird controversy that happened last week.
Is Super Earth in trouble?
No, it's more of I don't know. It's more the kind of I had a hard time understanding what the fuck was going on here. So a guy came out and he was like, he created this thing in the community called the D10 Dev Challenge. And it was basically like, I will give $1,000 to the charity of your choice if the developers of Helldivers 2 play this one, like the new planet on the highest difficulty level and succeed. And it was, I think, meant to be a fun thing. However, and I couldn't figure out why. It's like, and then this guy is like, he's getting doxxed. His wife is getting doxxed. His workplace is getting doxxed. He's getting harassed online to the point where he just deleted his shit and like went home. And I was like, why? Like, but why? That seems like a perfectly innocuous thing to do. Yeah. And it seems like the reason is that the Helldivers 2 community saw this as him shitting on the devs by implying that they were not skilled enough to play their own video game, and that to defend the devs' honor, they got creepy crazy and like...
That's the internet for you.
Gee, I was just like, what? No, that's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard.
That's no bueno.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a real bizarre thing. So I don't know. Okay. Let's exit the Sony zone because we've still got some more stuff to talk about. Capcom last week announced DLC for Resident Evil Requiem.
Nice.
Which was an incredibly bizarre thing to do because last week they literally had a Capcom showcase where they did it like the day after their actual Capcom showcase where they announced all kinds of dumb shit.
But they didn't announce this.
And it reminded me that they had, when Village came out, I think they also had a showcase where they had like we are making DLC for Village. No additional information will be present. The fun thing about this one, though, was that Koshi Nakanishi, the director of Requiem, came out and basically was talking about the game, and then he like pulled up he was like, thanks to everybody for making this, because apparently it's the best-selling Resident Evil game that's ever been
it's people really like Leon.
Yeah.
And the noises he makes.
Yep.
And the way that they can make him make those noises.
So they came
People are perverts, Jeff.
I know it.
First they were perverts for Lady Damascus or whatever her name is.
Yep.
And now they're perverts for Leon.
Well, they were perverts for Leon 2 years ago in the RE4 remake.
They're double perverts for Leon now.
The first thing they did was take off his shirt and put cat ears on him, okay? Poor Chris Redfield's got to have baby head, but like Leon gets to be sexy unk for everybody. So, okay, they're doing some updates. One of them is that I think you would appreciate. They're adding in the photo mode for RE Requiem.
I do like me a good photo mode.
Yep. They're also adding in an undisclosed mini game of some sort. They were not more specific than that about that. But then they talked about the DLC, and it was a little fun thing where he had these papers that he was going through, and one of them was like a Harlequin romance like novel cover with Leon on it. And then there was like,
that's not the right one.
Another one that was,
it's basically him being like, I've seen your memes.
Yes. One of them was the cover of Resident Evil Requiem with cat heads on both of the protagonists. One of them was just him barbecuing in his backyard for some reason. And then finally the last piece and then there was a poker game and a match 3 game, and then finally he had the story expansion now in development. So it was a fun little video. I mean, I just don't know why they didn't include it one day before in their showcase that was literally boring as shit. So
now in the video, because I'm watching this over your shoulder because you have it playing on a monitor behind you.
Yeah.
Is his T-shirt, the Ethan Must Die, is that a thing?
Yes. Ethan Must Die mode, I believe, was like the super hard mode for either 7 or 8.
Okay.
I think that's what that was. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Pretty good stuff. I don't know. So far, Michael and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I made the mistake of making Resident Evil Requiem our latest secret sequential, and now I have to wait a week to play it in 1 hour increments. And I told Michael that we could trade playing, so I got to wait 2 weeks to play it.
I'm always surprised when when I heard that this is what you were going to do, how you were going to play the game, because it's like, one, you haven't played the game yet.
Nope.
2, every other week you're going to be playing the game.
Yep.
And 3, when we did a secret sequential for a game that you had played probably 1,000,000 times, and it was me with the controller the entire time. You were in agony over the fact that you weren't controlling the character.
Well, John, I've grown up a lot since then. I've matured. That was when I was in my early 40s, and now I'm in my late 40s.
Fair enough.
But no, trust me, I am trying so hard, but I cannot stop backseat gaming Michael when we're playing. I'm just like, ooh, what was that? Turn around, go get that. Ooh, I hope you shoot this guy in the head a bunch of times.
And for all you people who are not Patreon subscribers, you should subscribe to Patreon, because then you get to see this, what he's talking about, him and Michael playing Resident Evil Requiem, and you can also go back to the backlog and watch our full sequential of Metal Gear Solid, the original Metal Gear Solid, with me at the controls, and Jeff not being able to handle it.
Or the thing is that not to just turn this into a commercial, but like you and I played Resident Evil 7 and all the DLC, and then Tessa and I played Resident Evil Village and all the DLC, and Matt and I played Resident Evil 2 with all the DLC. Of course, that was a regular sequential Saturday, and then I played Resident Evil 3 all the way through during COVID on a sequential stream when we first went into lockdown. The only one we haven't really done so far is 4, and so one of these days I'm going to get somebody to play RE4 with me, but. Anyway,
I mean that's more Leon.
That's more Leon. Yeah,
probably get Michael. He'll probably play with you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I want everybody to have a piece of Resident Evil. Amanda hasn't played a Resident Evil with me before, so we had toyed with the idea of doing the 4 remake, but then we played Silent Hill instead. So
fair enough.
EA sucks.
Yeah, they do.
So did you know that Battlefield 6 was like one of the best-selling games that came out last year?
No, I didn't know that.
It was like, it did exceptionally well. According to this article, it outsold Call of Duty from last year.
Wow.
So Battlefield finally got their wish. The monkey paw finally granted them their wish about having a better year for Battlefield than for Call of Duty. None of which matters because people are still getting laid off through all 4 teams that are working on this.
Yikes.
Because it's like DICE, Criterion, Ripple Effect, and Motive all were working on this at the same time to push it forward, which is not even to talk about. I think there was one whole studio that got dissolved during the creation of the game. But I don't know. I guess it just goes to show. I mean, I could read the undisclosed number of people and then the bullshit that there's, we need to realign our internal policies to better face this new challenging market to the blah 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 blah. It's like, they made billions of dollars last year. I think it said they made $1.9 billion last quarter. for fiscal years, the company's net revenue of more than $1.9 billion for the quarter.
Yeah, but it didn't make $2 billion. If it had made $2 billion, all those people would still have their jobs.
Well, the question I have is, would this be happening if it wasn't for the Saudi buyout?
Yeah,
because that part of that buyout is putting a huge amount of debt on EA's books, because they can do that in a leverage buyout. It's like there's going to be $55 billion, and then like 22, I think, of that gets put onto EA. And it's like, well, shit, I guess they're just going to have to slash everything, which, like, why would you buy a place and then immediately shove a bunch of debt directly into it? But yeah, so as if we all needed another reason, as if you specifically need another reason to be unhappy with EA.
For those wondering, I have issues with the Skate free-to-play Skate game that's currently out.
Is WWE EA published?
No, that's 2K.
Oh, it's 2K published. Okay. So.
Though you'd think it was EA.
They have their own problems. Let's not fuck around. Bad news last week. So Gang of Dragon was announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
This was the kind of Yakuza-style game that was being made by one of the Yakuza producers, Toshiro Nagoshi. This was being financed by NetEase.
Oh.
They yanked all of the funding.
Yeah.
All of the funding. Apparently, they were told that they needed $44 million to get this thing over the finish line, and they just went, nope, and took their money and went home. Now, the one upside of this, right, is that they're allowing the studio to
shop it around,
keep the IP, shop it around, try to get more funding to push it over the finish line. And you know what? There's a decent chance that they could. Like, it's not unheard of to get a $44 million thing, especially if the game is partially done, right? You're not going from scratch. You've got an audience. That trailer got a lot of good attention. Looked great.
Worked for Sleeping Dogs.
Yep.
Like that game was originally a completely different game that got pretty much shelved, and then the studio basically said, hey, you can go off and do something else, and they went and found financiers elsewhere to finish the game and released it under the title Sleeping Dogs.
Yep. And also it has Ma Dong-seok, very famous Korean actor.
Yes.
Looks great. I mean, it looked fantastic. I was like, is this a Yakuza spinoff? When I was seeing it, it was like, no, it's not, but it looks almost exactly like one. And there's a lot of the audience for Yakuza that have been a little let down with the last couple of entries.
Fair enough.
Cut out a lot of the side stories. Some people just weren't vibing with the whole Hawaii thing for the last two. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm rooting for you guys. I want all games to come out and to be awesome. That's what I want. Let's see. There was an MMO called Ashes of Creation that got a $3 million Kickstarter. It came out. It was okay. And then the guy that ran the Kickstarter got ousted a few months back by their board of directors, who also fired almost everybody working on the game and then also didn't pay them severance. So the question has been like, what the fuck is even happening here? And apparently the main guy, let me just make sure that I have his name in there. This is Stephen Sharif, said that like he wasn't going to make any public statements because he wanted to do all this in court, because he immediately filed a lawsuit against the board of directors that ousted him. And as of this week, there was a temporary restraining order was put on them to like not do anything with the IP, not sell off the code, not do any of that stuff, because it looks like they're going to be going into a kind of a protracted battle about who gets this. His assertion from the court claims is that they breached their fiduciary duty, the violations of federal and state trade secret laws, and wrongful efforts to seize company assets, including its valuable IP, through an unlawful and manufactured inside foreclosure. So this would not be the first time I'm reminded of Subnautica and that whole thing where it was like you had a board of directors that was trying to basically oust their creative director and take the IP away from them. So I don't know. We'll see if that how that goes. I've never heard of nor played this game.
Yeah,
so,
neither have I.
But it's definitely in the works. The nice thing about game stories when they go to court is that court filings are public.
Yes.
So like we don't have to worry about any of this double talk. We have a lot of concerns about blah 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 blah. We need to reorganize for the new challenge. And it's fuck you guys. Let's see. There was a developer for Highguard that Josh Sobel that kind of came out and was I feel kind of bad for this guy. I was a little bit raged against him when this originally came out. He had gone off of Twitter and has now come back to Twitter, and he had this whole kind of diatribe about how there is a really toxic contingent of the internet, and that was one of the major factors for Highguard's downfall, was a group of people online that wanted to see the game fail and were rooting for it to fail, and that toxicity was one of the reasons. It was one of the main reasons why the game did fail eventually.
Yeah.
A lot of people pointed out that there were plenty, they got 1.9 million players on their first day and only a few thousand stuck around. That seems like an indication that people just didn't vibe with the game.
Didn't vibe.
Yeah. So when this was pointed out, obviously the guy, he was running on very little sleep and had a kind of a knee-jerk reaction. I've never really been on the serious other side of a bunch of people on Twitter who hate my fucking guts. So I don't really know what it's like because I keep a lot of my life off the internet and I've gotten past all that comments and bullshit stuff anymore. He basically came out and said, like, he kind of stands by what he said, but that he probably could have said it better. So I don't know.
That's just fair.
Putting that out as the end of a little bit of a story. So let's see. SAG-AFTRA has issued a do not work order for Capcom. This is after the new Mega Man Dual Override. They were trying to get the voice actor for the last Mega Man game, Ben Diskin, but they wanted him to sign they wanted him to go around the SAG-AFTRA union rules and sign a separate contract that didn't adhere to any of that. And as somebody that's with SAG-AFTRA, he was like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And they said, "Well, then we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk anymore." And so after he basically relayed this back to SAG-AFTRA, they said, "Okay, we're saying union personnel shouldn't work with Capcom because they're trying to circumvent all of the bullshit that they spent a year and change trying to get out of the industry." So I think I've seen this happen before, though, with certain Japanese companies. But I'm still, I don't know. I haven't ever read anything about, I've never read a rebuttal to the stuff that SAG-AFTRA wants that made any sense. Like, it generally just seems to be, we don't want AI to be used in a huge way to take somebody's voice and then use it, pay them one time and then use that voice forever type of thing. So I don't know. We'll see if that makes any difference moving forward, but it's kind of disappointing because Capcom, I feel like, has been on a pretty decent roll with good games and fun stuff and not anything to like really no big scandals, right? No big like stuff to be like, I can't support Capcom. So, and this isn't exactly that, but it's kind of moving in that direction. So we'll see.
Okay.
Let's see. There's a game called Chained Echoes. This is an RPG that came out in 2022. It was kind of a throwback. I don't know if you remember this or if you ever played this. This is a throwback kind of 16-bit JRPG type of thing. It had a lot of cool. It started out really quickly. It had like kind of an airship and kind of a technological bent to it. And it was incredibly well regarded. It came out and everybody fucking loved it. Big old cool looking sprites and all kinds of cool stuff. And so they, the developers for that, are suing First Press Games, which was the company that they contracted with to put out the physical copies of the game, because there was Kickstarter rewards where if we hit this amount, you can get physical copies of the game for either the PlayStation or the Switch. Apparently, that was like the Kickstarter launched in 2019. The game was released in 2022. They said that the approval process was done in Q4 of 2023. A handful of people have gotten PS4 copies, but not all of them, and none of the Switch copies have gone out as promised. And it's been 3 years since even the most charitable end to that process. This shit should have been out by now.
Yeah.
So basically, they're just they're suing them to make them do what they said they were going to do. It's also noted that apparently if you go to their website, you can still buy physical copies of this game on their website, even though it doesn't have a ship date. So it seems like a real piece of shit. Seems like a real bad news. So they also have a bunch of, this particular company has apparently a bad reputation. This has happened to a few other devs in the past. So hopefully they can get their shit together, because it's no good. It's no good. We also had a weird lawsuit last week where there is an artist. Let me just make sure if I could find their who's the name of this person. There is Olivier Gay who had a comic called L'Académie Claire Obscure. And last week, they got a letter from Sandfall's lawyers saying, you must cease and desist and not do this anymore because you are infringing on the copyright of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. This was a story that came out last week, and I watched it in real time. Sandfall came out and said, okay, hold on, we're going to go talk to these guys. Like, this shouldn't have happened. The graphic novel was out way before the game.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with the game. There's no way that it could be confused. And Claire Obscure is like a specific style, right? That's not something that they made up. So they went and talked to their lawyers, and they basically said that they have a law firm that is there specifically to keep other companies from infringing on the Claire Obscure copyright, and that they just got overzealous, and they went and gave him a phone call, and basically they were like, forget about that, it wasn't a thing, yada yada yada. So a happy story as opposed to some of the other ones that we've
reminds
had.
me of another story, also copyright thing, where, and I don't remember, I'm blanking on the game, but it was a piece of art that they were giving out. The company was, if you bought the physical version, you got stickers with it, and people were talking about how one of the stickers was a reference to a meme, and the meme was actually like the creator of the original piece that got meme was like, I did not approve of this, like what the fuck. And then the company actually came out and went, you know what? We didn't even know it was a meme. It was literally just a doodle one of the artists made while in a meeting. And we were like, oh, that's really cute. Why don't we release a sticker of it as part of the sticker pack? And apparently, and then went and talked to the artist outside of it, struck some type of deal with them, and the artist is like, no, it's all taken care of. They're good people. Don't harass this company. I can't remember what it was. I was seeing an article about it the other day.
I don't remember that either. Well, I do know,
but stuff like that happens all the time.
I do know that the artist whose work got ripped off into Marathon, who they went through the whole thing of excising their art from the game. Apparently, it was like a third party that had ripped off a bunch of stuff from this one specific artist. It has a very similar art style to what's in Marathon, and they had found in one of the betas a flipped version of some of their art on one of the walls or whatever. When they went through, they found a bunch of it in there. Bungie apologized profusely, said that it was put in by mistake, took it all out, and then apparently that artist has a creative credit in the Marathon credits at this point. But Bungie also has a kind of a weird history with, they've had a few different plagiarism scandals over the years. All right, let's wrap it up with a couple of quick ones. Epic is raising the price of V-Bucks. So instead of getting instead of getting 1,000 V-Bucks for $9, you get 800. Instead of getting 2,800, you get 2,400. Instead of getting 5,000, you get 4,500, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They basically said this is just the costs of everything are going up, and this is what they're doing. However, they did do something which I think is pretty cool, where they lowered the price of all of their battle passes to 800 V-Bucks. So it used to be that $9 pack would buy you the season pass, and now you're getting fewer V-Bucks, but the season pass is cheaper, so you can still buy it for that amount. So I think, and they said that the season pass will end up giving you, because if you do the full season pass for Fortnite, you get 800 V-Bucks, or you get 1,000 V-Bucks. You could buy the next one just using the currency you get out of the battle pass. Very salty about battle passes today.
Yeah.
So
that one's more of a skate reference that I'm like, because they kind of it's bad.
We talked about that one. It didn't seem good. Anyway, so not a great thing that the cost is going up or that you're getting less for the money, but at least they are keeping the kind of main thrust the same, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I think, worth pointing out. And last but not least, I don't know, I just thought this was a fun little thing to point out. They put out the Nier Automata skins for Overwatch. And apparently, if you buy all of them, it will cost quite a bit more. It'll cost $70 to get all of them, which in a lot of cases is at least $10 more than the full retail price of actual Nier Automata. So, but apparently people keep buying these crossover skins.
Yeah, so they're just going to keep doing it.
They're going to keep doing it. So. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we got a boatload of trailers.
Oh,
stick around. And we're back. Hey, it means it's time for trailers.
Yeah.
Before we start, though, it's funny. I always put Fortnite at the beginning of my trailers. I don't know why, but I think it's just like an easy way for my brain to get that process started. So
Fortnite does a lot of good trailers.
They do. And you know what? The first trailer this week is for Fortnite, but it's not for Battle Royale. It's Save the World Fortnite.
Oh.
Original Fortnite, the way that it was
OG Fortnite.
Like 3 months before they put a Battle Royale in and everything changed. So yeah, the Save the World mode is going to end up being free to play starting April 16th of this year. So it used to still be a paid thing. Like the Battle Royale was free.
Wow, it took them long enough to make this a free to play.
I don't think anybody was going to play it. I don't think the people... I mean, I played it, and it was like...
Okay.
It was okay. Yeah. During the day, you get supplies, and then at night, zombie hordes come and you do tower defense. And it's like, for 2026, that's not exactly like an innovative game mode, but, it was where everything started. So, but yeah. Also, it's coming out on my birthday. Did you ever play
No.
OG Fortnite?
No. I knew of it, but I never played it.
I mean, it was like tower defense, and I was never super duper into tower defense because I remember Epic working on it for forever.
Yes,
like we keep seeing little snippets.
It was in early access or beta or whatever you want to call it forever.
Yep, this is one of the first things on the Epic Game Store. So, but yeah, they're looking to get pre-registration going right now. I don't know. There's some kind of thing you get if you do pre-registration. We also got the next season, the Fortnite Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown trailer. I don't know what any of this is because it's too deep of a cut. There's a fish guy.
It's a lot of lore.
Yep. He's telling some kind of like evil astronaut about a planet, and then like the spaceship goes to this it's like a water world. And they pull like a giant crystal out of the bottom of the ocean, and that crystal it was like the plug in the drain of the bathtub, and the ocean all starts going into the big hole. And it appears like I don't know if this is what it's all going to be, but it's a lot of fishy people in this one. Usually, I feel like when we get one of these cinematics, they'll have like one.
They'll have like Jonesy and Peely and.
Well, usually they'll have like one indication of who the special skins or special guests are going to be, and I don't know if like that. I don't know if that octopus guy is somebody, the kind of cell shaded guy over there, but I don't recognize any of these guys. It's just a lot of aquatic dudes. But I think some people are really into the story of Fortnite, so I don't know.
All I remember is one time The Rock played a character.
Yeah, I think Brie Larson is also part of that same. I think she is a character as well. So, but yeah, that's coming March 19th. So keep an eye out. Let's see. Moving on to stuff that I do know about, we got there have been a bunch of kind of cinematics for the Marathon launch. There's this kind of a new future beyond the sun cinematic. I don't know. I love the art style of Marathon so much, even though it's just not my kind of game. Talking about like the actual story of the game, which is there was this giant ark that was sent to another star system, or I think it was sent to Mars, and they lost communications with it, and then they eventually were reestablished, and so they're using faster than light communication to, jump into the shells that you're playing in the game to try to figure out what's going on there. But yeah, I don't know. It's beautiful. I love it. It's like I finally figured out what it was when Michael and I were playing it. You know how we do like the retrofuturism thing?
Yeah.
Where it's like the future of the 1950s. That's what Fallout is. This was the future of the 1990s. This is 1990s retrofuturism.
Or late 1980s.
Yeah.
Early 1990s.
Like early chunky graphical stuff with these real neon colors and stuff, like a little bit of late 80s and a little bit of mid 90s, and so I love it. Let's see, from there we got the open beta reveal for Invincible Versus, as well as a trailer for Alan the Alien, with their best Seth Rogen sound alike. This one actually had I liked it, had some little animation of Mark and the Jason Mantzoukas character. I forgot what his name is. Rexplode playing, and there was a cute thing after the trailer where Omni-Man pokes his head in and says, "Are you winning, son?" And I was like, "Okay, all right, you got me with that. All right, fine." Are you? I don't know. Are you? Do you watch Invincible?
Yeah.
And are you all excited?
I've read the comic and watched the cartoon.
Okay, the new season coming out next week, I think.
Yeah, at some point.
Are you at all interested in this, the fighting game?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always interested in good fighting games.
Sure.
I suck at them, but I'm always interested in them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that. It seems like the people that are making this game have a real passion for it, for the franchise.
Yeah.
I guess it was like 2 weeks ago where they had Replicate as a character, and so yeah, but they are having an open beta April 9th through 11th, and they're having a kind of reduced roster. Some good people in here: Omni-Man and Mark and Rexplode and what's her
Robot
face,
and
Adam Eve, this monster girl, Alan, the Beast guy. What's his name?
I don't remember.
Yeah. And one of the Viltrumites, the Lady Viltrumite. I forgot who this guy's name is too. So
yeah.
But
what's funny about that guy that you're like, I forgot who his name is.
Yeah.
His costume was the original costume that they were going to give Invincible when they were developing the comic. So there's like early like promo art for the comic that was using that costume.
Okay.
And then when the comic came out, they had the iconic looking, they like Invincible comic, and then eventually they had this character. They're like, we're going to give him this costume from
okay.
that
Nice.
we originally had we're trying to give him, and it was just
Yeah. And that's I think the full game comes out end of April 30th.
Nice.
So not too long left to wait.
yeah.
Let's see. I hadn't thought about this in a long time, and I knew this game was in development, but I totally forgot about it. Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Blunt Punch, very tongue twister of a title, has a release date. As well as a new trailer. This is the kind of, I feel like this is the new thing for tie-in games, is a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
A lot of beat 'em up games. With Jay and Silent Bob, and they're fighting a variety of there's a lot of like Dogma references in here between the little skate kids, and there's like the poop demon.
Yeah. Of course, because Jay and Silent Bob were in Dogma.
Yeah. They also have like kind of transformation powers, I guess, where they turn into Bluntman and Chronic, as well as a few different kind of like little assists moves where they could bring in Dante and Randall and stuff to do little assist stuff. I don't know. It looks like it's definitely the people that made this definitely love this property, kind of similar to the Invincible thing, because doing a Jay and Silent Bob game in the year of our Lord 2026 is
I also remember when this was announced, which was a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Like, if I remember correctly, they released a...
It's a Game Awards trailer? Like,
I think there was a Game Awards trailer, but also when it came out, they released like a Xbox Live Arcade, like 8-bit style beat 'em up.
Oh yeah, yep. There was a previous beat 'em up game.
Like as a here's something quickly we turned out because the actual game's going to take a lot longer to make.
Right. Yeah, which I mean, I look at the amount of animation in this trailer and in the game and stuff, and it definitely seems like they're doing a lot of work on it. But yeah, it has a full-on release date of April 20th. Everything's coming out in April. Are you going to play Jay and Silent Bob?
I don't know.
Chronic
Maybe
Blunt Punch. Have you played any of the beat 'em ups? We got Scott Pilgrim and the Ninja Turtles.
I haven't played the new Scott Pilgrim or the Ninja Turtles one. I have played Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
That was a fun one.
But that was just because it was on Xbox Live Arcade or Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah. I really liked that game. I thought it was really fun, even though some of the advanced challenges were a little bullshit. I'm just like,
agreed.
Don't get hit in this entire level type of thing, or don't get hit by this one guy. John, I put this one in here just for you.
Oh, just for me?
We got the launch trailer for Greedfall: The Dying World. So
what?
This is the sequel to Greedfall. It's been in early access on the PC for about a year, and they are now going into 1.0. So
are you saying Greenfall or Greedfall?
Greedfall.
Okay. I did play Greedfall.
Yes. I know you did.
Now I know why you're, because I was like, why? I have no idea what this is. What are you talking about?
You're the only one I knew who told me that you played Greedfall and liked it. So.
Yeah, I thought it was actually an okay game. Again, Game Pass. I think I played it on Game Pass.
Was it on Game Pass? I don't remember.
I don't remember buying it.
Okay.
Well. Or maybe I rented it. I don't know. Back when I worked at Gamefly, maybe I rented it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't work there anymore.
Looks quite a bit like Greedfall.
Yeah.
Right? You've got a kind of a person with kind of indigenous coding and a sort of turn of the century European. You've got kind of city stuff, and you've got kind of forest spirit monster stuff. I looked it up. Apparently, it's got pretty decent reviews online.
All right.
And then apparently, I also know specifically that you can, like, there's this kind of canonical main character with the lady with the stripes on her face, but that there's like it's a gender choice at the beginning where you can pick to be either a guy or a lady. But yeah, it's out on PS5. It's out on Xbox Series X and S, and it's on Steam. It's been on Steam for a little while.
Okay.
Another game published by Nacon, who filed for insolvency 2 weeks ago.
Yikes.
I guess the question is, without GameFly or Game Pass, do you think that you liked the first Greedfall enough to try to play the second one?
No, not at all.
This was back in a day where I was bored and had a lot of free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like if you like Greedfall, it looks like more Greedfall.
Like when I played it, I was like, "Oh, this is an entirely nice, serviceable game." Like if you like the first Greedfall, I was like, "Well, if I had paid money for this, I wouldn't be disappointed." But I also don't think I'd be like ecstatic about it.
Yeah,
like I'm happy that I
mid.
Yeah, it's just like it's okay.
Yeah. It's like it's a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah. I mean, those are Spiders games. I think there was one Spiders game that I ended up playing.
Yeah,
that I was like,
here.
It was fine. It killed a few hours, and I finished it, I guess, but I would never play it again.
I think there was one Spiders game that I really liked, and then I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to buy the next one from this dev. And then you were like, really? A Spiders game?
Yeah.
And then I did play the next game. I was like, oh, I see why.
See, that's the exact same thing that happened to me, but I think it was just like one game further back than you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's available now. We also got the launch trailer, speaking of kind of medieval fantasy, for Crimson Desert. This has been getting a lot of ink recently. This is the single-player game made by the company that made that Black Desert Online like MMO action MMO game. And so they took their world and they made a single player kind of medieval fantasy with magic and their lore of their world. And it's kind of a weird dark horse that's kind of come out of nowhere, where there's a big contingency of people online that are really, really, really looking forward to it. I watched a Digital Foundry video on this today, where this is its own game engine. It's like their own proprietary game engine. And I think you'll probably notice this when I say it. It does ray tracing very well in a way that we haven't seen yet, where like in the nighttime parts.
Well, I mean, just like that scene right there where the guy's in this cave and he lights a sword on fire.
Yeah.
And, like the lighting in the cave like completely changes. And then when the sword's fire goes out from swinging it, like the lighting, like it looks beautiful.
It goes off. Yeah.
Looks really good.
And like the colored lights all bounce off of everything. But then also there's a part in this where you're like, is that a train? And it's like, yes, it is a train. Because to be clear, it looks like Knights in Shining Armor. It looks like Dragon's Dogma beforehand, where it's like Knights in Shining Armor and they're doing stuff. They're in caves. They got swords. They got sorcery.
And then it turned into a Western.
And then suddenly there's a scene that happens where a guy grapples to a fucking magical train, and then he's on and then like a few seconds later a jetpack. And it's like whoa, and there's like some pilot wings jetpack stuff, and then they're up in the sky doing like futuristic puzzles, but now they're back down on the ground doing medieval saw blade traps and spikes and stuff. And it's like, what the fuck even is this game?
I'm actually kind of interested just based on this trailer alone.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's been a lot of ink spilled over the last few weeks about that.
And this isn't like an online MMO thing. This is just a single player.
Yep.
Its own game. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in it.
Full ass single player, coming to everything: PS5, Xbox, Steam, Mac Store, Epic Store, everything. March 19th. And it's been in development for a while because I've seen it a little ways, and it does give big Dragon's Dogma vibes.
Yeah,
kind of third person, gritty medieval fantasy type of thing. And apparently it's gotten pretty decent buzz so far. So I don't know. I kind of wrote it off of the schedule for RageSelect because I was like, well, I mean, it's the single player game from an MMO that I don't give a shit about, so who cares? But I'm starting to get more and more interested, even though it is full ass price. So, but I don't know. The only thing I don't like about it is that some of the daytime shots, because of the ray tracing, are very light, where there isn't any kind of enforced contrast. It's like everything looks a little bit washed out if you're dealing with like the middle of the day with the sun right above you. But the nighttime shit looks great. And apparently, unlike a lot of games, I was watching a preview, the day-night cycle, it's longer than you get in a lot of games of day-night cycle. So like when it turns to night, you're going to be at night for a while until it turns back to the daytime. So,
okay.
But, yeah, I don't know. Check it out. Crimson Desert. Last week, okay, yeah, don't chuckle just yet, Jeff. Last week, we also got an announcement for a new game from Bandai Namco, a new RPG. It was announced right after Michael and I got done with the podcast, called Echoes of Einkrad, which is another kind of third-person action RPG medieval fantasy thing. And I'll tell you what's weird about this, John, is that it's one of those things where it looks like a kind of a medieval fantasy action game, but then it's got a little bit of that like, oh, there's some computer shit going on in here. Like there's like pixels in the sky, or like a thing that opens up that's got a pixelated look to it. But then the game itself looks like either an action or maybe sometimes those real-time RPGs with like cel-shaded anime people and swords and monsters and whatever. John hasn't seen this, so I'm going to spoil the end part of this.
Go for
it. This is Sword Art Online. This is Echoes of Einkrad : Sword Art Online.
Oh.
So this is a Sword Art Online game. Now, I don't watch Sword Art Online, so I'm not sure if I would have known that this was that.
Yeah.
But it looks like you're making your own character, and then you're going into some kind of medieval fantasy cyber virtual reality type of thing that's got a big mesh of like medieval fantasy and stuff. But I don't know. I've never watched Sword Art Online. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I've never watched Sword Art Online either. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways it kind of blends together with a lot of the just anime-ass RPGs that we've been seeing recently.
Yeah.
So I was watching it, and I was actually considering cutting it until I saw it was Sword Art Online at the end. And I was like, well, I don't know. That's a pretty decent pedigree. People like that show. So it's also coming out in July, which is not that far away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep an eye on it. All right. John, I don't know if you saw this. This is a joke. This is a joke-ass jokety joke.
Fair.
There was a trailer that came out last week for a game called Pikmin from a developer called Pocket Game that is, when what's it called? The Pocket Pair game, Power World came out, right? And I was like, oh, that's a Pokemon ripoff. This is a Pokemon ripoff. It is also a Power World ripoff, and it is so blatant about it that like the main character in this trailer is dressed like Link from Breath of the Wild. Exactly. Exactly. The blue tunic. And there are monsters in here, and okay, so that's the main monster. That's basically, it is just Pikachu with like a dog face instead of the regular Pikachu face. Like, it's got like the lightning tail and everything. It looks like it has the exact crafting /
Yeah, I think I saw an Eevee and a...
Yeah, it's got the exact crafting work
Pon
system
and a...
from Pow World.
I don't even have the Karate Bear.
Yep. And then later on in the trailer, some of them have machine guns and rocket launchers like they do in Pow World. Also, at one point in this trailer, John, Roadhog is there from Overwatch. He's just there. He's in the world. It's a big fat guy with the gas mask. So,
So it's rip off the game.
It's
the going to be sued out of existence, the game.
Yeah, to me, what's interesting about this is it seems like, yes, there's Roadhog. It seems like Nintendo and Pocket Pair, Power World's developers, could team up to sue them together because they're ripping off...
And Blizzard.
And Blizzard, maybe? Like... Oh my goodness, the ripoffs know no bounds in here. I don't know. What do you think? This is your first time seeing this. I'm sure that you didn't come across this.
That game ain't ever coming out.
Well, the fact is that it's called a Pocket Game. Poke Game is the name of the company that's making it, which is both a ripoff of Pokemon and Pocket Pair. And it's like, fuck's sake, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they just got emboldened or if this is just a company that is doing that crap I was saying where they just used AI to crap out a bunch of garbage and then made a trailer out of it. But it looks like, I don't know why. I know I would play Power World instead of Pokemon. I don't know why I would play this instead of either one. Like, this doesn't seem like it's better than either one. It seems like a Gary's mod. So... yeah, pretty horrifying. Let's see. What else we got here? We got a combat trailer for this game called Psycho Dead. I've been really interested in this game, Psycho Dead, that has... it's like a kind of a Resident Evil meets Control, where it's like a young woman in like a bio research facility, and she's fighting, zombies and monsters and guys with like shotguns, but also like psychic powers. And the worlds look interesting, and the environments look interesting, and the monsters look interesting, and the main character looks like total garbage. And it's frustrating to me because every part of this I like, especially because I really like a game where you can pick stuff up and throw it at other stuff. It's one of my favorite things in video games. But the character model of the main character looks like awful. Just 100% awful. I don't know. This is probably your first time ever seeing Psycho Dead. You got any thoughts here on what you're seeing?
Oh no, the main character does look terrible.
But like everything else looks pretty good.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't know. Like, it looks like an action game that I would play, but...
looks kind of generic.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know, you just don't get that many games where you get to use psychic powers, and I like the psychic powers.
No, and when I say looks generic, I don't mean like in the way it plays or the way the characters move or the powers that they're using or whatever. I just mean like in design. Like the visual style is very generic.
Just Unreal Engine 5 default kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they do something to fix it, but I don't think they probably will. We got the launch trailer for Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake. So Fatal Frame fans are finally eating pretty well. I'm really torn on this because some of the reviews I've seen have been like somewhat positive, but some of the negative reviews I saw said that they didn't modernize enough of the mechanics in the game. And Amanda and I tried to play this all the way through, and we got really bored and really lost and bored at the same time. So I'm a little fearful. Did you ever do any of the Fatal Frames?
Never played the Fatal Frame games.
I don't know why they don't make a new one. Everybody's got cell phone camera obscura, like modern day. Seems like it'd be perfect. But if you were going to remake any of them, this is the one to remake because it's the most popular one. Actually, there was that one that came out that Suda51 made. They finally ported to the United States. He made Fatal Frame like 4 or 5, and they finally ported it over a few years back. I remember because Michael and I bought it on the UK Xbox store, so it had a different name than Fatal Frame. But yep, that's out now. Looks okay. I don't know. Trying to figure out whether I want to put that in here or not. So let's see. We got another trailer for Usual June. I'm a big fan of this. This is from Finja, which is the studio that made Tunic. And it's a kind of a it's kind of giving me South of Midnight vibes, where it's like the main character. It's got a kind of a stop animation look to it, and it's kind of a character with a group of friends that are doing kind of supernatural investigations, a la third-person hacky slashy action. I don't know if you probably haven't seen this one before, because I think it's under a lot of folks' radar at the moment. But
no, I've never seen the trailer for this before. But it kind of the style of it kind of reminds me of an actual animated show that I think was on like some streaming service. I think it might have been Hulu.
Okay.
But it kind of reminds me of it. I can't think of the name of it, but
I am curious to know, because Tunic was so meta.
Yeah.
Whether there's going to be some kind of meta thing here, because the action looks like good, but just very basic. It's also interesting because it doesn't have any dialogue. They kind of talk like instead of having actual recorded dialogue. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's supposed to come out at some point this year. No, I guess right now it's just a wish list. So speaking of South of Midnight is getting ready to launch on the PS5. So
good for them. It's a good game.
New trailer,
people should play it. Like I loved that game. Like I loved everything about it.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I wanted to put this in here, so you could rave, because I know that you really enjoyed it.
If I had any complaint, is that it's a little bit too short, but at the same time, what we get is really good.
Okay. It was interesting to see this trailer, because I feel like I saw a lot more in this trailer than I saw during a lot of the preview stuff, because I feel at the Xbox they were kind of trying to keep it a little under their hat. But it looks really good on the PS5, and it's coming out on at the end of March 31st.
I think the best complaint you can have is that I wish it was long. I want more of it.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and that literally is my only complaint with it, is that I want more of it. But yeah, no, I like everything is great about that game.
Better to want more than to get sick of it.
Yeah,
so,
no, I agree.
Yeah,
but yeah, I kind of hope that there's a part of me that was hoping for like some type of DLC story expansion, kind of like, here's a story that takes place after the game. Yeah. Or like, we're going to release a sequel that deals with it more, deals with more stuff.
Yeah.
So it's great. Like, people should play it. If you don't own an Xbox, don't have Game Pass, if you do have an Xbox and don't have Game Pass, you should buy this game if you didn't play it.
Yep.
If you don't have an Xbox, don't have Game Pass, and it's coming on the PlayStation, which is coming on the PlayStation now, you should totally pick it up. You will not be disappointed.
There you go. Full endorsement, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. We got the launch trailer for, speaking of spooky stuff, Haunted Lands. This is interesting. I remember first seeing this a while back. This is definitely a throwback to time on PCs when PCs were trying to make kind of side scrollers and shooters and stuff.
Yeah.
When it had that very specific kind of like early 3D Realms art style and a color palette, where it was like a lot of teals and greens. And this is apparently supposed to be a pretty difficult action game where you've got 3 different main characters. There's like a kind of a gunslinger, there's like a werewolf, and then there's like a dragon. And apparently it's very challenging, but boy, they really nailed the way that the old PC games looked.
Yeah.
And it's a type of nostalgia that we don't see that often these days.
I agree with you on that.
Kind of Commander Keen kind of stuff. So yep, but that's out now. Haunted Lands. Go check it out. Let's see. I saw this. Let's skip this one. We also got an announcement for a game called Uncanny Valley Checkpoint. This is a combination, I believe, of Papers, Please and You're Not Human or whatever it was called.
Okay.
A game Amanda and I played, where you're working at like some kind of Soviet checkpoint, and you've got to check people's IDs, but you've also got to like check their temperature and see if they've got like monster symptoms. There's also, you can have people taken away to be inspected. Sometimes you get monsters that you just there's like a kill button where like 4 machine guns come out of the front of the checkpoint and just fucking shoot the person in front of it to death. It's got a very interesting style too, where it's very kind of low res, and it looks like you can you get bribed. You can use those bribes to get like upgrades, different guns and medicine and stuff like that. So I don't know. There was that game that Amanda and I played, that zombie quarantine game that was on Game Pass a little while back.
Yeah,
that was kind of a similar thing, but this is much more Papers, Please throwback.
Yeah,
and there's definitely a point at the end where like an actual zombie monster guy kind of comes in and you got to shoot him. So yeah, seems like a little bit more Papers, Please, but a little bit more. So I had never heard of it until I looked it up today, and it looked kind of cool. So yeah. Let's see. We also got a full gameplay trailer for Nekomi Nazi Hunter. So I don't know if you were following this, but a few weeks back there was this trailer for this game Nekomi Nazi Hunter that had this main character. It's got a very like kind of Pixar-ish look to him. Really, really brutally stabbing a Nazi to death with gouts and gouts of blood. And I was like, you have my attention. And now they've got a full gameplay trailer that looks like it's kind of a combination of like, it looks like it has some kind of Arkham style combat maybe, and then kind of melee shooting, and it's all just fucking murdering Nazis in a blood drenched symphony of violence, and I'm there for it.
He's gonna get him some Nazi pelts.
Yep. He's got the Nekomi is apparently a reference in their voiceover in this to revenge in a specific language, and so this character had his apparently his family goes killed, and now he's taking revenge on the Nazis. And yeah, I'm there for it. Also, I think this developer did something else that I really liked. I forgot what though.
Looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't. I doubt you saw the original teaser.
No.
But I also just like the fact it looks like it's got like some stealth elements to it. I like a stealth game where you get to sneak up behind people and stab the ever-loving shit out of them and
slit their throat.
Yeah. Looks like you get to do that here. Plus, I don't know if it's just the current generation or the current game engines or whatever, but it seems like we got a lot of games where you are just covered in blood. Like,
I'm okay with that.
Violent games where you are covered in blood. So, we got from there, we got a reveal trailer for Lose Lagoon. This one struck me for a very specific purpose. So your Uncle Lou is like, I'm going treasure hunting, and I need you to take care of the island for me while I'm gone. He goes flying off in his seaplane, and then you come in and take over as a young lady. And there's a bunch of like animal people that you do chores for. You're able to do some kind of light action, adventure, platforming, and then you also get to fix up his old seaplane and drive it around. And boy, howdy, does it give Tailspin vibes.
I was about to say, like, the Tailspin.
Yeah. And I was
Where's Baloo?
I'm there for it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm not seeing is a way to air surf on a little disc. So, because all the inhabitants of the island are like animal people, and I'm super excited.
Yeah,
it's given such Tailspin vibes. I can't even tell you how much it is. I think this one is just it was just announced. It's going to be out sometime this year.
Okay,
but and it looks right up my alley. Let's see. Power Wash Simulator 2 has a new update. Oh, we gotta speed it up. The Caldera Chronicles. These are some of the free levels from Power Wash Simulator 2, and the first one is a little miniature of the village, kind of like in Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
And it's all fucked up, and so you basically, it's like you're a giant cleaning up this little miniature village of the town, which I want to install and play right away. I think they put out the Adventure Time was their first DLC for the Power Wash 2.
Yeah, I played Power Wash 2, but I kind of fell off on it. Like I still have it installed because it's on Game Pass. But
I really do think it's a game that works better with a mouse because you just kind of get to just shake it back and forth, whereas the stick controls they're fine. They're just not quite as, I think it's a little bit more satisfying.
Yeah, I don't remember what the last level was that I either did or am doing.
Yeah.
The last time I loaded the game.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Next up, we got the 2.0 Sunderfolk patch. I wanted to highlight this because I'm a big believer in Sunderfolk, and a lot of people didn't play it. This is the game that was ex-Blizzard staff that they made to be played as a group with phones.
Okay.
Amanda and I played this where the phone is your controller, and so it's like kind of a tactics game, but you also it gives each character the ability to like name certain things and to make certain choices. I thought it was great. Like, it was, to me, a wonderful evolution to kind of like, oh yeah, if you like playing Baldur's Gate multiplayer, this is a way for people who never played video games to use their phone as a controller and just play it on the couch.
Okay.
But with the 2.0 update, they've added the ability to play it single player with a controller, so you don't actually have to use the phone if you don't want to, which is fine. I mean, it seemed like a very good game all on its own, but like, Blizzard tried really hard in their old days to boil stuff down and give you interesting new experiences that you couldn't get anywhere else. And these devs were like, that's what we wanted to do with the phone.
Yeah.
So that anybody, even people who didn't know how to use a controller, could play this game. But unfortunately, everything that they've done, that this company has done, has been it hasn't worked out super duper well. The other one was that multiplayer game with the spaceships, where you got like groups of 4 people driving a spaceship, and there's like 5 ships, and they're all trying to get to the Wild Gate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's out now. So also, I checked on the PlayStation. Sunderfolk is on sale for like half price. So I think it's like $25 instead of $50. Let's see. In the game. In the realm of weird simulators, we got the announcement of Kitman. I only talking about this because I just got done watching Shoresy season 5. You play as the guy that's cleaning up the soccer team's practice room, their team room,
their locker room.
There you go. Thank you. And like arranging their stuff and fixing the tears in their uniforms. And it looks like you play it online with a bunch of other people. I think this is obviously like I don't know if this is what the actual game is going to look like, but it's got a kind of a nice little kind of cutesy art style, and I like the idea that there's a home for weirdo simulator games. So
yeah,
yep. Let's see. I also last week, this is a Cozy Game Restoration. Speaking of weird simulators, this is a game where you are buying old beat up game cartridges and then cleaning them up with alcohol and taking like old tape and stuff off of them and trying to restore them. And then they're all like parodies of other games. So like in this trailer, it's basically they've got like one that's a Genesis game, and they've got one's like a Super Nintendo game, and they're very much using like kind of knockoff stuff. And then at the end, you get to put them on a shelf and look at them because they're all clean and cool and stuff. So yeah,
that seems fun.
I like it. And then finishing up, we got a full-on trailer. Replaced got its release date moved back, but we got a full trailer kind of announcing that. It was in the news, but they didn't have a trailer. But that's just a new trailer for Replaced, which is that pixel game where you play as an AI that's stuck in a human's body. It's got kind of a 2D cyberpunk look to it. Beautiful lighting, interesting combat. It looks like it has a kind of an Arkham Asylum style action combat, but this just incredibly good looking pixel art mixed with real time lighting.
Yeah.
Have you seen this before?
I feel like I've seen a trailer for it, but not this trailer, obviously. But.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time. They announced it and they went silent for many years. They finally announced that it was going to be out this month, but then they pushed it back just a little bit further to make sure that it was completely polished. So, April 14th looks fucking cool as shit. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. And then lastly, did you know Night Dive was making a remaster of the game Sin? You remember that old PC game with the guy with the glasses?
Yeah, no, I remember what's in. There was also an anime or an animation.
They announced it a little while back, and then they put it on hold to work on the System Shock remaster, I think after they got the license for that. Last week, they put out a trailer announcing that they're back at it. They're doing the remaster, and they're bringing it out. So if you wanted to play, I remember this as absolutely ridiculous. There was a giant booby bad lady with absolutely cartoonish proportions. Just one of those like late 90s, early 2000s 3D action games that like I remember fondly because I was kind of, this is like my Voodoo 2 card.
Yeah,
I was able to play Sitton very well.
This is like the height of when I was actually a PC gamer.
Yeah.
Coming out, like it was Sin, what is it, Oni,
Red Faction. Yep.
Oni, which was if I'm not mistaken, Bungie. Yeah, it was Bungie.
Yep. I made a whole.
It was. I think they were both Sin and Oni were released under a developer called Gathering of Developers or God Games.
Yep.
Which unfortunately didn't last very long.
Yep. What was that Met game that came out around that time?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh shit! What the fuck was it called? I'll find it at a certain point. Which is right now.
Yeah, but
what was it? Shogo. No, yes, Shogo. Mobile Armor Division. Shogo. Mad.
I remember Shogo. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's our trailers. We got a couple of very quick stories to wrap things up. March's PlayStation Plus Extra game lineup has been updated for second half of March. Kind of the big thing here is Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 is going to be coming out, as well as Persona 5 Royale Ultimate Edition. So, yeah. In addition, we got Persona or Metal Eden, Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria, Astroneer, and NFL 26. And those are all coming on March 17th.
Nice.
So that's a good lineup. And if you got that, great. John, I'm really frustrated. Fallout 3 Remastered, the game that totally exists that has not been announced by Bethesda because they're being super coy little bitches.
Yeah.
There was a toy website called Bro Depot that does listings for toys. Mm-hmm. They had a listing in their index for, quote, Elite Edition 7-inch Fallout 3 Remastered number 13 T45B Nuka-Cola, indicating that there's going to be like a Nuka-Cola power armor statue that you can buy, or toy or something that you can buy. But it specifically was listed as Fallout 3 Remastered, which is just another confirmation that this is going to happen. It also said that the pre-order cutoffs were going to be on March 15th. So I don't know if that's a potential announcement date. Probably not. You guys will know by the time this comes out. And that the product itself has a release date of the 31st of August, which is potentially could be a release. Given that they shadow released Oblivion remastered, I feel like we're not going to have any build up. It's just going to be like, and it's out today. So.
Probably like something like during the whatever the Summer Game Fest thing is like, and it's out now.
Oh yeah, could be that. Not a lot of other announcements this week. So there's an old RPG called Dragon Slayer. This was like an old game that was made by Nihon Falcom, which has recently been making waves. They put out the Trails. Yeah. Trails, I think, games. This is a game that was a precursor to even like Zelda, and it was a top-down action RPG in a time when you really were only seeing like turn-based stuff. They are bringing it back. They've announced they're making a new one. I went and looked up a Let's Play for this, and it is like Atari 5200 level of graphics, so very old, but... yep, that's been announced, and we will see if we'll see what happens. And then I guess let's finish up with a couple quick things. The National Video Game Museum has obtained a one-of-a-kind, the oldest Nintendo PlayStation. So we've seen Nintendo PlayStation kits out in the wild. This is like a built internally, has no... like it's in a metal box. It has like stick-on labels, one of which is like misspelled and is one of the very, very earliest one-of-a-kind dev kits of that particular project, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty nifty. Let's see. Amanda had mentioned this before, but the Pokemon store has a bunch of new Ditto plushes to celebrate the launch of Pokopia. So you can get basically versions of all of the different plush Pokemon, but they, instead of their normal faces, have the little ... smile Ditto face.
Yeah, they're all Ditto faces.
Which Amanda told me that apparently on the launch day for Pokopia, the Pokemon store had swapped out all of the plushes in their store with the Ditto plushes. So if you walked in, it was like everything was a Ditto plush. I looked at these, John. They're only $20 a pop, so that's not too bad. Considering, I just think everything Pokemon related is going to be $1 billion at this point.
I mean, at this point, they know that if they make it affordable, it'll sell.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Well, one thing that they won't be making affordable is apparently there is a rumor that there's going to be a $260 Pokeball Lego set. This is from a Lego leaker named Brick Clicker, who, along with the announcement of a bunch of other stuff, SpongeBob, Dragon Ball, other things, has said that this is going to be a Pokeball that opens up and then has a little diorama inside of it.
Oh, that's neat.
So kind of like the the question mark block Mario set they have, where when you open it up, it shows this little N64 thing. So, yep, that's pretty cool. But $260 is a lot of dollars.
Legos are expensive.
Yep. And that's it. That's our show. We did it.
Oh my God.
We had so many things to talk about. Patreon.com/RageSelect is where you can go if you want to help us out. You kick us some bucks, get some bonus videos in return. If you want to watch the Metal Gear Solid playthrough that John mentioned earlier, or Resident Evil 7, or the new Resident Evil.
Or even me and Jeff playing through all the Dark Souls games.
Every From Software game except for Sekiro, baby, including not remake, but original PS3 Demon Souls.
We did. Yes.
We did it. We did it all. And I'm not playing the DLC for Dark Souls 2 or Sekiro, so stop asking me. Not that anybody's asking me. All right,
I'm not asking.
I'm not saying. So that's good. All right, that's it. Just go play some video games. Go do something nice, or I don't know.
Be productive.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lay down. That's what I'm gonna do after every time.